This is News 12 Connecticut, as local news gets.
Well, the cost of traveling is skyrocketing. We all know that. So many savvy business people are combining a little pleasure with their business trips. A survey from Deloitte says that 52% of business travelers add on leisure time to at least 2 trips a year, and many of them take along their children. Well, family travel expert Eileen Ogintz joins us today to go through some of the do's and don'ts of taking your kids along with you on your next business trip. Eileen, good to have you on the program.
Oh, thanks for having me. Yeah. I wanted to add that Homewood Suites did a survey, and something like 46,000 stays included kids, so it is not uncommon.
More and more people are doing
more and more people.
And it makes absolute sense, but there are some things that you really do need to take into consideration. I mean, I think first off, you need to clear this with your boss, don't you?
First thing first. Not only with your boss, but your colleagues. You know, if it's a kind of a relaxed culture, that's great. If you work for a really buttoned-down group of people, you're not going to want to do this, for sure.
And do you also, should you take into consideration the kind of hotel you're going to? You and I were chatting a moment ago about, well, you may not want to go to the Ritz if that's where the company's booked rooms, but you say that's
no,
okay.
I say the Ritz will welcome your kids with open arms, because they know that if your kids are happy, you're happy, and you'll come back. I wouldn't so much as take into consideration where the company has booked rooms. I just would want to make sure it's a kid-friendly environment. And if you have your choice, I would always opt for a suite, like a Homewood suite, Embassy suite, something like that, because that way you'll have your own space. You can close your door and work while the kids are playing or watching TV, and you'd also have a refrigerator or snacks, that kind of thing. But even the fanciest 5-star hotel, and I think you'd be hard-pressed this summer from Hawaii to New York City to be at one of these places and not see kids, even on the executive levels.
And you say choose your location wisely. Not all locations are ideal for taking children, are they?
Well, I think it's not all locations, but also not all business trips. If you're going on a tough negotiating session for your company, for example, if you're going to be entertaining clients late into the evening, if it's a job interview, obviously, things like that are not conducive to taking the kids. If it's the kind of thing where it's a convention at a resort, you're going to give a speech or a presentation and then you're going to be done, that kind of thing. If it's the kind of place you think your kids would enjoy, whether it's New York City or Chicago, where you could go to a baseball game, or Orlando or London, or Paris, or anything like that, I would think about that. And you want it to be age appropriate, obviously, for the kids.
That was going to be my next question. I mean, you don't want to take a toddler along on a business trip. Your kids have to really be ready for this, don't they?
Well, there's 2 ways to do it. Obviously, if you're planning to just take a child by yourself, and I think that can be a wonderful opportunity for an older child to see mom or dad in a different role.
Great.
A teenager, a tween, even a 5th grader, something like that. It's got to be a situation where either you're comfortable with them spending some time on their own while you're working in the hotel room, or you arrange with an associate or the hotel for activities for them. If it's the kind of thing where you're a new mom and you feel like you can't leave your child behind, or whatever the situation, obviously you need to bring a caregiver with you. Although more and more conventions now do provide childcare and activities for kids at major kind of meetings, but we're talking more like smaller.
Yeah, and you even say
things.
Tap into your coworkers or your associates that live in that city. Say if your conventions in your offices in Phoenix, there may be moms or dads there that have a teenager that can help you with babysitting.
Certainly, yeah, certainly. You could even find out from them what kinds of things your kids might want to do while they're there. Where do their kids like to go? What are the hottest playgrounds? What's their favorite museum? All of those are good questions to ask. And if you don't know anybody in the city, then ask your hotel concierge and they'll be able to help you. And often, many of these hotels, the Ritz included, will have organized activities for kids. And then if you're in a place like a Homewood Suites and the kids are old enough, they can kind of hang out on their own, and they'll have plenty of room to spread out, and they can even have a snack or whatever because there's a kitchen.
Watch the room service. You don't want to get one of those bills. And to emphasize to your kids, I would think, the importance of part of this trip, you are working.
Right. I mean, just like they have to do their homework first, you have to get your work done first. Some parents might have the kids or the whole family join them afterward. You know, that's one possibility. But if you're taking a child along with you one-on-one, you've really got to stress that. And the other thing is let them help plan the itinerary because they'll be much more vested in the entire trip.
And you have a website that folks can turn to find out more.
TakingTheKids.com.
TakingTheKids.com.
They'll find tips on this.
All kinds of helpful tips if you decide to be brave and take the family along on the business trip. Eileen, good to have you.
It's easier than you think.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Happy travels.
Oh, thank you.